Hi everyone and welcome to Club 2 episode 15 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. What a couple of episodes I've got coming up for you. We've got 2 games left of the Welsh Premier League season and the Welsh Cup competition. And the first is in the league. It's the final game of the season against the New Saints. They sit in first, we sit in second, and there's only 1 point between the two of us. And so whoever wins this particular match will win the title, the Welsh Premier League title. I can't quite believe that we've made it go right the way down to the last day of the season. There was a point a couple of matches ago where I thought that it was completely done and dusted. But if we go and have a look at the New Saints, this is where they came a cropper. They lost against Kefin Druids in the last match, and it opened the door for us because in recent times, our schedule, you look at our schedule, and the last few games have been brilliant for us. We had that little dip against Barry that dropped us off the top a little bit, but then we came back and won the last 3 games comfortably, including our Welsh Cup semi-final against Bala. And so we now find ourselves in the position where, with the last game of the season, we are 1 point behind our opponents for the day, which is the New Saints. So either one of us can win it. I'm quite excited about it. If we look over here in the fixture list, unfortunately, we're away from home, which, you know, is just one of those things, but unfortunate in such a critical game. I'd much rather be at home, of course I would. But there you go. And so that's going to happen for today's episode. And tomorrow's episode, which is Saturday, I will be releasing one tomorrow at about midday, British time. And the game for tomorrow, again, is against the New Saints, and it's in the Welsh Cup final. And so we've got a potential of winning 2 trophies in the next 2 episodes, or a potential of winning neither. So we're either going to be very happy at the end of this season or slightly disappointed. We'll have to wait and see. But in terms of the way things are going, we could really do with the boost in terms of the finances of winning these couple of trophies. That would be brilliant. Both would bring out a bit of a financial boost to the team, which would be absolutely amazing. The other thing to say, of course, is if we it's bizarre, but if we finish first, we go into the Champions League. Quite an early qualifying round of the Champions League, but the Champions League nonetheless. If we don't, then we go into the Euro Cup 2 or the Europa League 2 or whatever they're calling it. I don't know exactly what they're calling it, but so that would be brilliant in itself just to get European competition, but potentially to get in the Champions League, even for 1 round, if that's all we manage, then that would be incredible. So that's for another day. Of course, we've got to win things first. So let's go and have a look at the side for today. In terms of the squad, everybody's fit and healthy, which is great. I've been able to rotate again over the last few days and keep everybody fit and healthy. So it's my first choice 11 as it currently sits. There's been a couple of changes through the season, but not too many. But my first choice for today's game is Brass in goal, Tatum at right back, Owens at left back, Gardner and Bentker in central defence, Hazel, Rogers and McBurney in central midfield, with Sarmento on the right, Parry on the left and Busumbru up top, with a bench of Hope, Harden, Harris, Evans, Fenlon and Graham. So let's get into the last game of the Welsh Premier League season and see what happens. So I've let my assistant take the team talk. He's done pretty well recently. And he said to the players that the fate of the title comes down to this match. Go out there and impress me. It's got a lot of positive, confident reaction, which is really great. The New Saints are at home, and that's, unfortunate, but it is what it is. We are going to be trying in our red kit to unsettle them. They'll be in their green kit. They're playing a 4-5-1 with a very flat 5 in midfield. We're playing our 4-2-3-1. So let's get into the game and see how we cope with them. You can see early on what the game is going to be like. The first highlight comes, and it's for us in our defensive area. Gardner goes long into midfield. Busumbru tries to put it back to our midfielders but doesn't get it, and it comes straight back to our defence, back to our goalkeeper, and we play the ball very nicely out of defence again, this time to Sarmento down the right hand side. Cuts back to Tatum, We play very nicely in defence again, but again it goes up loose to Busumbru and he doesn't quite get it, but we pick up the second ball. Busumbru with a shot, and there you go. Really, really amazing shot so early on in the game by Busumbru, and the star of our show has shown up in this real crunch game. 2 minutes gone. It was a lovely bit of play. We lost the ball there for a second, but Sarmento picks it back up again, back into Hazel, who's been brilliant since he's come into the side, and on the half volley, right-footed, that's an excellent goal by Busumbru, and we take a 1-0 lead so early in the game. That's amazing. I wasn't expecting that so early, but what a brilliant pass and shot that was. So let's see if we can sort of hold on to this for a little while and settle the game down a little bit. It looks like we've done that for a few minutes at least. Rogers in central midfield, back out to Tatum, who took the throw in a second ago. Tatum goes back to Bentka. We keep the ball again very nicely. It goes wide left to Parry, but we pick up the loose ball again. Owens in the fullback position into Rogers, and Rogers back to Owens. They're putting the pressure on us, but we're keeping the ball very nicely. Can we find the space and the gap to pass it through them? McBurney and Hazel play keep ball in central midfield. He tried to go wide right for Sarmento, but it didn't quite work out. And now they get a chance to break on us, the New Saints, but they take a very wild early shot, and it doesn't really do much, does it? Unfortunately for them, and very fortunately for us. We've had real problems with some of those through balls at times, but ultimately on that occasion, the shot was just so early, and it was a bit of an error, I would suggest. They're coming back at us again, though, and again it's loose up to their front guy, and our goalkeeper Brass picks it up quite comfortably, and that's going to be no problem for us to calm the game down again and see if we can work the ball out from defence. And he does so into Bentka and Gardner, and then Gardner over the top to Busumbru, who holds onto it this time. Sarmento taps it past his defender, runs into the box, has a shot, and the good goalkeeping by the New Saints goalkeeper. But again, a lovely move nicely into Busumbru, who lays it off to Sarmento. Corner comes in, but it's cleared back out to Sarmento again, and the second opportunity for a cross comes back in, but Sarmento doesn't get it past his man, and it goes out for another corner kick. Really, really lovely play. I'm really enjoying this game so far. The corner comes to the back post, they get it partially cleared and then fully cleared on that occasion for a throw-in for us. Yeah, really enjoying this game. I think we're playing really well. There's some good keep ball going on when needed, but some really nice balls into Busumbru as well to hold up the play or run through at times. It's really going very well. Sarmento with the ball from Tatum, and he goes back into the box again, and it hits the side netting on this particular occasion. Good winning of the ball by Tatum in our right fullback position, and then into Sarmento. Corner for the New Saints to the far post, and it goes wide with no problems, and the goalkeeper isn't worried about that at all, and neither was I. Here we go for us down the left hand side with a throw in. Rogers cuts in on his right foot and then has a bit of a wild shot over the top of the bar, which was a bit disappointing really, but good build up play again. And that's possibly where the highlights are going to die for a few seconds. Give us a little bit of a breather, which will be good. You can see that there's some nerves in the team in terms of the body language of the players. And the ball comes in from the New Saints. And again, it's over the top. That was a good opportunity on the far post, wasn't it, with a header? But it did go slightly over the top of the bar and ultimately didn't trouble the goalkeeper again. So we've reached half time. I'm going to take over the team talk, and passionately we're going to say I'm very happy with how things are going, but you've got to keep it up. What sort of options have we got in terms of the passionate team talks for the groups? No, I'm not going to reiterate the same team talk. I'm just going to go back out and let them carry on. They're all delighted or extremely delighted. There's a lot of positivity there, but it's only a very narrow 1-0 lead. So can we hold on to it into this second half? Wonder whether the highlights will come as thick and fast. And an opportunity for us early. Is that a penalty? It's a penalty to us. The corner came in, and I think it was Parry on the near post got pushed over by a defender, and now is an opportunity for McBurney from the penalty spot to put us 2-0 up. And it does. He just about gets it past the goalkeeper. I'm not quite sure exactly how that worked, whether the goalkeeper got anything on that or just dived out the way. I couldn't quite tell. But we take a 2-0 lead. How did that penalty work out? He goes down the middle. The goalkeeper was disappointing, wasn't he, really? Had a perfect opportunity and didn't take it. And we go 2-0 up. Parry with the free kick, and what a great free kick that was. The goalkeeper was so lucky to get that rebound, wasn't he? And then he boots it out, and he seems a bit flustered at the moment, which is great. Can we take control of that situation and make the most out of the fact that he doesn't seem to be at his best today? And with 67 minutes gone, I think it's about time to bring on some fresh legs in a second. But Owens with the throw-in. We'll just see what this highlight brings. Cross comes in, and it's Sarmento. We're absolutely pasting them. And I really, really wasn't expecting this in the slightest. I thought it was going to be so much harder than this today against a team that have dominated at the top of the table. But we have absolutely shown up, and our recent run of form has been so good, and this side is just reaching its stride at exactly the right time. Is there an offside decision here? No, there's not going to be. You can see Busumbru was offside, but he didn't get involved in the play, so in the end it didn't matter. So let's just click in here and see what we've got to work with. So we've got Sarmento on a 64% conditioning, which we'll probably have to take off, although he's on such a good rating, like they mostly all are. We're going to take Parry off, I think, because of his 6.8 rating, and probably Rogers as well. Just take those slightly lesser ratings out. So if we take Rogers out and we bring Harris on, and we take Sarmento out and we bring Jake Fenlon on, just because of the low conditioning for Sarmento, and we take Parry off and we bring Kerry Fenlon on. Those are the three changes we're going to make for the last few minutes of the game. Parry with the free kick, and it comes to nothing, or it doesn't come to nothing. It comes to a penalty. Oh my goodness me. If we go 4-0 up, that's just ridiculous. And it was a very good save on that particular occasion by the goalkeeper. He guessed right again, got his hands to it again, and this time was strong enough to parry it wide. And so it's a corner kick for us, which Harris will take. Right-footed corner comes into the far post, and it was Busumbru underneath it, but he didn't quite get there. But Kerry Fenlon picks up the loose ball, but loses out to Harrington, and the New Saints can come back at us, but they don't manage it really. It was a wild ball up top, and our defence obviously just clear up the danger very nicely. And we are going to win the league. I can't quite believe it. I thought we would get into the top sort of 3 this season, but for us to win the league at this point is just absolutely amazing. But it's just been that back half of the season, since about October time, we've been on such a run. Not October time, what am I talking about? Since the turn of the new year, we've been on such a good run. It's been incredible. And Connor's Key Nomads won the league. I think we go into the Champions League. We're going to get so dumped on by that. What I am hoping, more than anything, to be honest, is there's a couple of guys that weren't going to want to sign new contracts with me that are running out in the summer, the likes of McBurney. And hopefully getting into the Champions League, we can go and offer them the contracts now that they'll hopefully take and keep this team together and see if we can build on it. But what more can you do other than passionately say that was really special? Nobody gave us a chance, but you played magnificently. That was unbelievable. I'm absolutely stunned by it. I hope that doesn't mean that we get absolutely dumped on by them in the Welsh Cup final coming up in a few days' time. I hope that we can still give a good account of ourselves in that. But to be honest, at this point, I don't care. If we lose the cup final, we lose the cup final. Look what we did. We won the blooming league. I'm absolutely stunned. It's just brilliant. I really, really wasn't expecting it. I was so hopeful that we'd give a good account of ourselves and really try and show that we can compete with the New Saints. But they're last season's champions, and they've been at the top of the table for most of this season. And we won 20 grand for finishing top of the league, which is going to help our finances a little bit, which is great. Still not in the black yet, but we're getting there. And I'm hopeful that as the next season progresses with some European stuff as well, hopefully we can redress that and get us back into the black. But that's incredible. Look at the records of the players in the league, and it's Busumbru and Sarmento that have been the real stars. Busumbru, 24 goals in a 32 match league season, a 7.29 rating with 9 assists for Sarmento, and Brass with an 85% pass completion rate. That's our goalkeeper, so he obviously passes well out into our defence. Busumbru with 8 Player of the Match awards, and then we get into yellow cards, and it was Rogers that got the most of that. 13's quite a lot, isn't it, to be honest? But yeah, we'll gloss over that. But we got the most amount of goals scored in the league. We conceded quite a few. and that's somewhere that we might have to improve upon. I think potentially, although his passing accuracy is great, I think we can improve on Brass as a goalkeeper. So we'll have to look at that over the summer. We only got the 8th highest rating in terms of average attendance, so there's room for growth there. But again, hopefully European football will bring the masses in next season and we can really build on that. But yeah, there we go. 1 game down, 1 more to go. And so I hope you'll join me for the next episode for the Welsh Cup final as the newly crowned Welsh Premier League winners, Connah's Quay Nomads, go up against last season's Premier League winners, the New Saints, in the Cup final. So I really hope you'll join me for that. This has been extraordinary. I'm absolutely stunned, but I'm just so happy that we managed to pull it off in the end. But that'll do it for today. Thanks very much for joining me. Hope you're enjoying this series. I really am. Who knows where it'll go next. If you are enjoying the series, why not subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with the videos. If you enjoyed this particular episode, and surely we all did, I'm just absolutely blown away by it. But if you enjoyed this particular episode, please click that like button. It's really important for the growth of my channel. Helps me get seen by so many other people the more likes I can get. So click that like button if you can. That would be brilliant. If you're playing Football Manager yourself, I hope you're having a great time doing it. Let me know how your save is going in the comments below. Always interested to hear your stories. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon for the Welsh Cup final. Bye for now.